Hello everyone, Artemu the Violent Wizard here, and today we are continuing Chrono Trigger. Last time we traveled to the prehistoric era in order to find the Dreamstone necessary to repay the Masamune, and we also managed to acquire a new ally in the form of Ayla, one of the primitive people from that time. And after repairing the Masamune, we were able to return it to our buddy Wart, who, as it turns out, had a very personal reason for wanting to journey with us in order to defeat the Fiendlord Magus. And so, with his help, we have opened the path forward. This point on, we are going to be heading into some very dangerous territory, so I recommend being very prepared for what's to come. So I want to show that earlier today, I did a little bit of preparations for what we're going to be doing, so our levels are going to be a tiny bit higher than they were last time. So going into the equipment of our buddy Wart, he is now equipped with the Masamune. After you see the cutscene where he opens the path to the magic cave, the Masamune will be automatically equipped to Wart, and this will serve as his main weapon for the time being. So I've also went and grabbed a stone helm and a ruby vest from prehistory in order to give him some extra defense, cause yeah, this could definitely be very important for the area we're gonna go to. And for his equipment, we've equipped the Hero's Badge, as this has the special effect of increasing the critical hit rate of the Masamune, which will definitely make Wart a very capable fighter in the area we are gonna go to here today. I'd also recommend making sure every other party member is going to be equipped optimally for what we're going to, because pretty much everyone's gonna have an integral role to what we're gonna be seeing here. And of course, I recommend making sure you have plenty of healing items, especially mid-potions, because those can be really useful for restoring health. And we also got a good supply of mid-ethers and panacea, shelter, and Athenian water, so we shall also be very good on that front. But yeah, that's basically all the preparations we needed to make before coming here. So we're going to be starting this session off with Robbie in the party, as both Crono and Frog are going to be required in this portion. And since Robbie is the lowest level of the other party members, it feels appropriate that we have him around. Obviously, we got ourselves some enemies here inside the magic cave. And shouldn't have too much trouble against the small fry around here, especially with the way our party is looking. Alright, so those rats seem to have good defense, so let's try using magic against them. I also highly recommend making sure you visit Specchio after you bring Wart into your party, so that he'll be able to have magic in his arsenal. Because not only does that give Wart a lot of better power for him, but it can also merge with the other characters' attacks in order to do some really good damage. We got another of these mysterious boxes over here. There's not much we can do about that for the time being. But let's just move on. The guys around here tend to be pretty fast, so you gotta watch out for that against these foes. Alright, we'll do a wind slash on those two to take out the little bats. And then Wart will finish off the rat with a water attack. Very nice. And of course, Robbie is also a good physical attacker here, who's sure to... Whoa! It's a frickin' deluge of rats over here. Sure, you guys want to go? Should be able to handle this riffraff in a second. Just gonna go with the laser spin on Robbie, as that should be able to hit all of them. Sadly, this team doesn't really have too much in the way of being able to do spread damage, but we do got some very solid physical attackers. Oh, we got even more enemies here. God, even the pests around here are apparently under Magus' control. Really shows the amount of influence this guy has over just everything in this area. Just blast them with our dark lasers. Very good. So hopefully that is everything we do there. A message is scrawled in blood here. Beware the jugglers in the Fiendlord's keep. Strike them, and they tighten their defense against blows. Cast spells upon them, and they strengthen their defense against magic. So we got an interesting warning about one of the foes that we'll be encountering in this area. Yep, after making our way through the cave, we end up in this area. It's a very secluded continent that we have not had access to previously. It's time to press forward to the Fiendlord's Keep. This is it. The Fiendlord's Keep. God, I love the atmosphere of this place, like something out of a Castlevania game. So we step forward, we find ourselves in the foyer of the keep. There's not much we can see here at the moment. Maybe nobody's home. Let's look around. Can we grab this? Obtained a mid-ether. Ooh, thank you. Let's play! Let's play! Oh, definitely very ominous over here right now. So got a throne with a sword and some more items we can grab. There doesn't appear to be much else over here. There isn't even any music playing right now, which just really adds to the unsettling atmosphere of this place. Just so quiet. This is our treasure. Let's play. Hee hee. What? Luca? Robbie, don't waste your energy. Wart, you're safe. You get a mid-ether from examining that. And look who it is. Our own mother. Hayden, so this is where you've been since the fair. You had me worried sick. So for each party member that you can have at this point, there will be a specific character that they care about that can show up here. In the case of Robbie, the only person he has that he truly cares about is Luca, since she was the one who repaired him. It's kind of sad, really. If we examine this room, there doesn't appear to be anything. Oh, look, there's a save point. Uh-oh. Ozzy! Welcome, Glenn, or should I say Sir Froggy? Never expected to see you here. Are those your replacements for Cyrus? Lord Magus is a tad busy right now. You'll have to take up your business with me. After you take it up with the Master Swordsman Slash, and flee the magician, that is. Oh, right. And all 100 beasts in this keep, of course. knew things weren't gonna be so easy. We got ourselves quite the fearsome buffet here. This area's gonna be chock full of enemies for us to face. And now we actually got some music here, which is definitely adds to the ominous feel of this place. Let's see how well our laser spin's gonna do here. Wow, actually did pretty good. Alright, we just got one guy. We're gonna just use our regular attacks here. And that takes care of that. But yep, now the real fight is gonna begin. Dance! Dance! The god of all fiends is born tonight! Ah, the sacrifice has arrived! Got ourselves a lot of enemies to deal with over here. Let's go for a wind slash on the big guy. And can we strike you? Alright, that takes him out. Then we just gotta do with the little skelly guys. Let's do laser spin and try to take out all of them in one blow. Okay, I was worried about that. So yeah, these guys are going to be dark element, I believe. So Robbie's attack there isn't going to really do too much. But we'll be fine. We got plenty of ways to strike these guys. There you go, hydrating those dry bones. And we'll finish off the last skelly boy. We get an ether for that. We already grabbed the chest over there. We head out this way. Just got some more skelly guys. Even death does not stop your lust to kill one another. Such foolish creatures, you humans. So got even more guys to deal with. Alright, we'll cyclone those guys, and then we'll concentrate on the big guy. Also be a good opportunity to show off some of our dual techs, but we'll save those for a little bit later, considering what we're going to be going up against pretty soon. Alright, just got one guy left. That takes care of that. And we get a level up on Wart, which is good, because he was one of the lower level members of our team. So want to do a little bit of healing, since we got plenty of regular potions. So we should be good to press forward. Please, help us escape from this eternal suffering! It is a rather upsetting sight to see here. Just even some of the undead monsters around here are begging for death, as they have been transformed into these mindless husks that only know about violence. It seems you freed my undying slaves. Such insolence. It has been ages. Slash. So we got ourselves a new opponent over here. We want to make sure we're healed up before going into this. And yeah, we'll use some regular ethers before going forward. Alright, let's do this. I must admit,
I not even dreamed you would find the courage to come here. Had Cyrus not been with you the last time, your fate would have been the same as all the others. But I'm sure you'd have fit right in with those skeletal servants of mine.
We got ourselves a new boss, Slash, one of the free generals that serve mages. Gonna start off by using a triple tech. So that is definitely a very potent skill you can do if you have free characters with suitable attacks. In this case here, between having Chrono, Wart, and Robbie together, we're able to do a devastating melee attack. Just really cool to see, just all of us ganging up on the enemy, doing just so much damage. I love it.
You've some prowess. For the first time in ages, perhaps I best employ all of my own as well. And you, without Cyrus, you've no hope!
So now we progress into the second phase of the fight, now that Slash is armed with his trusty sword. So now his attacks are going to be a lot more potent. Luckily, we got plenty of skills of our own. Alright. So I want to heal up Crono, so I'm just gonna take a little break from using our triple attack here. Ow. But yeah, he's able to strike multiple targets at once, which definitely makes him pretty dang tough. But thankfully, we're more than equipped to deal with him. He's just one demon against the three of us. Ow. Okay, we're definitely gonna need some healing here. Oh geez, that's gonna take you out. Alright, Chrono, you can use an Athenian water on Frog, and then we'll use the Cure Beam to heal you up. Alright, you two can do a... you two can go for the sword stream while I heal up Chrono. Alright, that actually didn't work. So I think the deal with Slash is that he's incredibly resistant to magic. You gotta beat this guy at his own game by using physical attacks against him. It's definitely a pretty neat bit of theming with this guy. Alright, can we go for a cleave here? Definitely need to heal up Chrono after this. We'll give you a little slurp. And then, Robo, you can tackle him.
Yeah!
You can strike a single target repeatedly for a lot of damage. You go for a Cyclone, and then we'll probably have Wart heal himself after this. Ow. This guy really hurts. Cure Beam on Chrono, please. So probably have Robbie mostly on support at the moment. Just because everyone is taking so much damage. Ow! God, this is nasty here. Okay, Robbie is gonna need some healing after this. Oh, never mind. We beat him. And Wart learned heal.
Unbelievable! But to fall fighting for Lord Magus, there could be no greater honor!
We have defeated Slash and obtained his sword, the Slasher. Definitely a very tricky battle, but we managed to get through it. Alright, after that, I think we're gonna switch out Robbie for... Yeah, we'll bring in Misty. Feel like we could definitely see some good use from her where we're going next. So the weapon we got from you, we got a slightly stronger sword than the Mammoth Tusk, plus it also increases our speed, which is going to be very handy for someone like Chrono. So yeah, that's definitely a good upgrade. So now we've taken care of that. It's time for us to press on. Still got some more of these guys around here, but we've already dealt with them, so we're just gonna move on. So there is one other path we can take over here. Do you want our treasure? Yes. Okay, but first, play with us. Please. Pretty please. Got ourselves some more of these guys. So, I want to show off with this team combination here. With both Frog and Marl in our party, we have the ability Ice Water, which will deal spread water magic damage to all enemies. Definitely very effective. Just combining their skills together to create just one massive blast of energy, so good. And with that, we managed to learn Lightning 2. So that's going to be even stronger lightning damage on Chrono. Definitely very handy. Could be useful in what we're going to be doing pretty soon. Oh, look, it's Marl's dad.
Nadia, forgive me. I was wrong. Please, return to the castle. That's where I'll bury you!
Let's got ourselves some new foes here. Alright, Chrono, go for the Cyclone against these guys. So it seems like the Jin-looking guy will be healing the enemies every once in a while, so definitely be wary of that. Just blast that bat away with ice. Then we can focus on this guy. Ow. That is a sorcerer. So obviously those guys have magic power to them. Get a mid-ether from that guy, so that's very nice. How about Celine? Wart, you're safe! That will not do at all. Nope, it's another sorcerer. Definitely want to take that guy out since he can heal everyone else. You go for an ice on this guy. And then we can cyclone those two while they're right next to each other. And then if one of them survives, we can have Wart take out the last one. Slurp Slash! Very nice. And we got 2 levels up. Very good. So I definitely remember the last time I played this game, I feel like I was a little under level for this area and I was definitely kicking my butt. Hayden, so this is where you've been since the fair. You had me worried sick. You've been very naughty. I think you'll have to die. God, imagine your own parents saying that. It's just not good.
You know what? Let's do an X-Strike on the Sorcerer. That should do quite a lot of damage. Very good. And then we got the Riff Raff to finish off. We should be able to Cyclone the Bats, and then Wart can do a Slurp Slash to finish off the Underling. Ow! You dick. Get a mid-Ether from that. And we can press onward. So I believe this is the enemy we heard about earlier. The Magician, flee, I presume. It's not exactly telling us what this guy is, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this is the enemy we want to watch out for, which of our attacks we do. Now we finished it off with a melee attack. That was not flee. Where is the true one?
I'm here. Right here. Greetings, little green one. What's with her?
She is a powerful magician. Do not lower your guard. Flea is not the mere woman she seems.
Yes, yes. I'm a man after all, right? That's a guy! Man or woman, it's all the same. Power is beauty, and I'm deliciously strong. Poor little froggy. You must be lonely now that Cyrus is gone. And to be turned into something so hideous. How dreadful. But since you brought your new friends over to play, let me show you all a good time.
So got ourselves our next opponent, Flea the Magician. So this time we're going to want to focus on using magic against you, I believe. Yeah, we'll use our High Ether against you there. So yeah, this particular character is definitely pretty interesting with their gender identity. Not sure I wholly agree with the way that this particular character was written. Just considering, like, the time that this game was initially... Well, I didn't mean to do that on you. Sorry. Just with the time that this game was written, I feel like it wasn't handled the most respectfully, you know? But in my mind, I've always seen Flea as being a transgender woman. If they did a remake of this game sometime in the future, I could definitely see them handling her gender identity a bit more respectfully. But yeah, we definitely got ourselves a tricky battle here, as Flea will be using a lot of magic attacks, and then we also need to... We also need to be wary of the status ailments that she can inflict on us. Thankfully, we got two characters here who are pretty good at healing, so we should be more than fine for dealing with you. Actually, let's wait to do a combo here. I want to use that Panacea, like, right away to heal up that confusion. That's why you want to make sure you have plenty of those. And let's do an Ice Water combo on you. So I'm fairly certain that this battle is similar to the fight against Slash, where you want to specifically use one type of attack against Flea. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing too well. Got plenty of health, so we should be able to do another Ice Water without having to worry about our healing. This ought to cool you off.
Thankfully, we did learn Lightning too while we were in the fortress. So that's going to be really effective here and against some of the other battles we'll be doing. Alright, do another Ice Water. Damn, Crono's actually very low on MP right now. And he's been put to sleep. Don't worry, we'll get you up and at him in a bit. Marl, you can do an aura to heal up Chrono. And he's still snoozing. So now we got a Poison Cloud attack there, which will obviously poison one of our allies. So we'll definitely want to heal you up in a bit. Alright, you can take a Panacea. Then blast you with another... Oh, come on. There's not much we can do until Wart wakes up. The look... Oh. So Flea can also charm our allies, making them attack each other. So that is definitely something we also need to watch out for. But yeah, as long as you got good magic dealers and have plenty of healing items, you shouldn't have to worry too much about this fight. Ow. That is so mean. Gonna need a heal here. Thankfully, Wart's paladin abilities are gonna be especially effective, especially when it comes to recovering health. Alright, I'm actually gonna see what a regular attack could do. Oh no, looks like Flea is actually vulnerable to melee attacks. I guess I misread things based on how the fight against Slash went. Could probably use just a regular Ether on Chrono. Not too worried. Oh, come on. Let's blast you with some more ice water. Very nice with that counter there. Okay. You do another ice water. And then on Chrono's next turn, I would like to potentially do a cleave. If we're able to. Since I know we can do physical attacks against Flea, might as well. Okay, we're gonna need a heal there. And it seems like we're gonna need to cure that confusion. Don't worry, we'll be good. Alright, back to full. Alright, now we're gonna have the boys go for an X-Strike. And then you cast Ice. And there we go! We beat Flea. But I'm so beautiful! Lord Magus! And that takes care of her. We obtain a magic capsule by beating Flea. So that would certainly be nice to give to someone. Oh, also we picked up a barrier spear. So that's an item that will reduce magical damage in battle. Could be pretty nice. Alright, given this point of the game, it would be beneficial to give more magic points both to Crono and to Wart, since that will also affect Wart's healing abilities. So, that is something to consider going through this portion of the adventure. But with that, we dealt with another one of the Fiendlord's insidious generals. Let's head back to the save point. It's not a save point at all, it just warps us over here. Hey guys! Shouldn't have to worry too much about using the heavy-hitting text at the moment. We'll just strike these guys and knock them down. So while we're dealing with these guys, what is something that we could discuss? So pretty recently, something that I've decided to do for myself is I decided to go back to playing Minecraft, as that's certainly a game I've had a lot of love for over the years, and I haven't played it yet on my new PC since I got it, so it felt nice to finally get around to experiencing this game again. Especially because of the videos I've been watching very recently, where I was looking back on certain videos created by the channel Achievement Hunter. So yeah, it was definitely very fun getting to revisit those particular videos. And just really got me in the mood to play Minecraft again. What can I say? It's just a really fun game. Just love getting to explore these generated worlds and then getting a chance to try and build a base for myself, surviving in these hostile lands, and eventually work our way into traveling to other dimensions in order to face this all-powerful dragon in battle, which is something I never actually got to do in all my years of playing Minecraft. Yeah, I have never defeated the Ender Dragon. I mean, at some point I will eventually do that, but for the time being, I'm not too concerned with that. Alright, so that guy will absorb magic, so I'm gonna strike at him with melee. There we go. So running pretty low on MP at the moment, but I'm fairly certain we're close to the end here. Okay, no we aren't. Okay, Chrono, you can take a mid-ether. And so can Wart. So what I would like to do is try to use an ice water to clear out some of the smaller enemies. And then we'll have Crono go for a cleave against the sorcerers, since they don't seem to do well against physical attacks. Alright, that was good. But yeah, definitely been enjoying my time with my revisit to Minecraft. Like, I've already been doing some nice development on the base I set up for myself, and definitely been making some good progress with investigating some of the tunnels that are deeper into this area. Ooh, we get a mist robe there. So I believe that is going to be equipment for, I want to say, the girls. Yeah, we can go ahead and give that to... considering what we're going to be going up against, I actually feel like it would be better to give that to Luca for the time being. We'll switch her into the party pretty soon, don't worry. Actually, can I even? So yeah. I mean, we'll bring Luke into the party in a little bit.
So, you've made it! Slash! Flee!
Pardon, Ozzy.
that they cannot help you anymore. You fly-eating, tongue-flicking... Ozzy's in a pickle! You'll not escape us! So now we dealt with the other generals, now we just gotta deal with Ozzy. Welcome! So got ourselves this little death trap here. Gotta avoid the falling guillotines in order to get across here. Gotta pick up some dark mail. So that'll be some good defense as well as boosting magic defense, which is definitely going to be helpful for what we're going to be doing pretty soon. Trust me on that. Heh, not bad. How's this? So I want to be very careful and navigate past there. What? Impossible! So there goes the creep. Go ahead and obtain a Death Claw. So I believe that is a weapon that we can give to Robbie. Definitely some good attack power compared to the Stone Arm. So that'll definitely be very nice. And, ooh, over here, we got ourselves an interesting segment here. Considering our current MP count, yeah, we'll switch Luca into the party. So around here, we got ourselves a bit of a homage to the game Donkey Kong, where we have this segment where we just gotta try and navigate around this exterior area, and we gotta watch out for the roundillos that'll be rolling around. If they hit you, that will obviously trigger a battle. But thankfully, we got plenty of ways to deal with these guys, so we'll just slash them apart. I'm not too concerned with facing some of the guys around here. I mean, it is good experience to fight them. But at this point, I'm not too sure if we're really gonna need to worry about that. Alright, we're gonna hang down from this chain, just let the roundillo pass us by, then we can avoid an encounter with that enemy. Ah! It's a trap! So yeah, we got this segment here where Ozzy is going to just drop us down these pits around here. Definitely pretty nasty, but nothing we haven't already seen at this point. Got a lot of bone guys to deal with, though, around here. But it does seem like there's some good stuff we can pick up as well. We wait for these guys to clutter around, we could potentially do a napalm attack. I mean, we could just napalm blast one of these guys. Wow, that did a lot of damage. I don't know if the skeleton guys have a large weakness to fire, but that did a lot to them. But we're able to handle that. We can obtain a lapis over there. We get a mid-ether. And, ooh, I saw that sparkle. Get a magic capsule over there. Very nice. So who is going to take this capsule? We've already got a lot of magic on Luca, so we're going to give this to Wart. So we picked up that lapis. It's basically a mid-potion that affects all of your characters in battle. So that'd be very handy to have. We can pick up a shelter, which is always very nice. And we get a barrier sphere. So I feel like there's a particular gimmick with this part. So we got ourselves yet another trap here. So we got these fake save points here that are serving as enemies that we gotta deal with. Shouldn't be too bad.
seems that they have a very serious weakness to magic attacks. That's good. And we gotta level up on ourselves. So yeah, for this part, we just got to pick one of these and see if it's actually a save point. In which case, we do have one. We've been doing quite a lot of battles around here, so we'll go ahead and save. And then one of these should also provide a way out for us. Well, not around here, it seems. Alright, we'll do a wind slash against that guy. And then blast the last one with bubbles. Very handy there. Oh, I saw something else sparkle over here. It looked like there was another capsule that was over here. I just saw it sparkle for just a brief second. I hope my mind wasn't just playing tricks on me there. Alright, so that opens up the path here. So yeah, we got a segment where you gotta be very careful when navigating around here. Otherwise, Ozzy will drop you down into the pit. And then guess what we have to do? Yep, we have to once more check the sparkles, see which one is safe to go through. Yeah, the segment is a little annoying, all things considered. So while we're just dealing with this whole mess, what is something else that we can talk about? Well, I guess something I could mention because of certain things that have been happening recently. So, yesterday, I was in a particular mood to rewatch one of my favorite movies of all time, being Jurassic Park. And that was spurred on because the actor that had played the character Alan Grant, his name being Sam Neill, he tragically passed away very recently, and yeah, I was really heartbroken to hear that. It was quite devastating to hear that, especially as someone who grew up with a few of the movies he had been in. Yeah, it was definitely quite a lot to actually get to here, but yeah, but I definitely felt it would be a nice little tribute to his life to just revisit one of my favorite movies that he was in. And yeah, I just have a lot of love for that movie, especially with the way that Sam portrayed the character of Alan Grant. I was this very wise paleontologist, but it's also a little dim when it comes to other subjects, like his entire characterization where he doesn't have a huge affinity with children, but he eventually grows to genuinely care for the grandkids of John Hammond when they end up separated and stuck in Jurassic Park after things get really bad. And just really awesome seeing his character grow to really care for these kids, you know? It's definitely a movie I have a lot of love for a multitude of reasons, and I definitely love Sam Neill's performance as this very smart and very caring individual. Alright, we got the save point over here. So I have a theory with regards to the placement of the sparkles. Okay, I think that confirms my theory. So what I believe is that the save point and the teleporter are on opposite ends of the room from each other. Ah! Oh, you son of a bitch! Alright, that's the save point. That gives me a good suspicion on where we can go forward. So yeah, I think this confirms my theory. So yeah, if you find the save point, then head across from the room and you should be able to get through.
What? Impossible! impossible!
You're gonna have to try harder than that, you big green douchebag. Oh boy, we got some more guys to deal with. Just slash that guy over here. Alright, so every time you attack this guy with a certain skill, he will change what his defenses are. So after striking him with a physical attack, he switches to being more physically defensive. So that's a pretty neat little thing with these particular enemy types. And of course, we were warned about that when we first came to this area. Ow! So that guy is nasty because they explode when you kill them. So, definitely would be for the best to avoid contact with them, if at all possible. Just got one guy here to deal with. We don't need anything fancy. So yeah, we definitely want to be careful of these guys. Just hang down here for a second. Just let the barrel roll down. It's actually been a long time since I last played Donkey Kong. It is a very fun game, I will give it that. Ow. Stupid exploding armadillos. Which I'm sure is a sentence that no one has ever said in the history of the world. We should be just about to the top here. Get out of my face, bird brain. Alright, so after taking care of that, we should be just about close to the end here. We got some more enemies to deal with. Alright, we're surrounded, so just go for some basic attacks, I feel. We're not in a very good position to strike at multiple enemies at once. So let's just hit them hard. So we're gonna need some extra MP on Chrono. So got ourselves some sword-wielding Ogans over here. So thankfully we're not going to need to worry about using any fire attacks in order to lower their defenses. You can simply strike at them with whatever you got. Though it seems like magic is especially effective. But yeah, we got this segment where enemies are going to be raising up from the floor. We got a whole slew of guys to deal with here, including jugglers. Start by taking out the bird guys, and then we'll focus on these. So they have their arms crossed, which I believe means that they're going to be weak to magic. Let's test this theory. Yep. So yep, just pay attention to how the enemy is opposing, and that gives you a good way to tell what to do. Then we can finish you with some melee attacks. Very nice. So we got some low MP on Frog, so we're gonna heal you up. And also we got a new tech on Luca. So now we have Protect, which boosts an ally's defense. Could be very nice later on. This definitely gives Luca some very nice support abilities. So I definitely appreciate having that. Alright, let's go for a cleave on that guy. And you can do a slurp slash. Napalm's not going to be particularly effective. So let's just blast you with fire. love the obvious theming here about how these enemies are called jugglers, when their entire gimmick is juggling whether they are weak to certain attacks over others. I don't know, it's just pretty neat thematically. God, Chrono is really taking a beating here. We gotta heal you up quickly, buddy. You know what? You can take a mid potion. I am gonna heal you up pretty soon, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. There we go. And we got ourselves a level up there. What? Impossible!
Oh, you weren't supposed to make it this far!
For one of the big generals in charge of Magus' forces, this guy is pretty darn incompetent. So I believe we picked up a speed belt there, which we actually use to maximize Chrono's speed if we want to. So that could be pretty nice, but I'm not too concerned with that at the moment. Really? You're gonna do this now? Sure, we should be perfectly fine to handle these guys here. Wow, you're immune to fire? Really? Or maybe it's immune to magic, I can't tell. We'll just finish this overgrown turkey off. And we get a level up on Luca. Still looking pretty good at the moment. Actually, how about we switch you out for Robbie, since Luca's getting a bit high in level compared to everyone else. Alright, I believe that guy is currently guarding, so we'll go for a water attack on you. Alright, so now you're weak to physical hits. And you are gonna need some MP here, buddy. That gets a level up on Wart. Very good. Up, and also Marl leveled up. That's nice. Oh boy, we got some more Ogans over here. Yeah, we could strike a lot of these guys with a single one of those. That's real good. And yeah, we'll try a laser spin, see how much this can do to them. Alright, those guys are immune to dark. Okay, good to know. Chrono, you can take an ether. And uh-oh, we're poisoned. We can get out of battle, then we shouldn't have to worry about poison damage. But I'm not too sure how long this battle is going to last. Damn. Alright, Rob, you go for a tackle, and then... blast that guy with water, sure. So yeah, those guys are definitely weak to magic. Good to know. So we'll definitely want to heal up the crew after our next fight. Pick up an Athenian water, which I definitely appreciate. And look who it is. We can grab a magic scarf. That can improve our... that will improve a character's magic stat, I believe. And then we got ourselves another robe. So I want to give that to Misty. Very fitting. And then we got this guy. Wart, how about you heal up the team? So now, after making it all this way here, it's time to confront Ozzy.
Ozzy, your time is nigh! Lord Magus should have finished summoning Lavos by now. I won't be defeated by you! I won't! No attack can pierce my barrier! I'm invincible!
So now we face Ozzy. If you try to attack the barrier, he will counterattack. So what we gotta do here to beat him is not to attack Ozzy directly, but rather the chains around the arena.
Ah ha ha! Missed me!
So yeah, definitely a pretty unique type of battle here. Definitely feels very similar to that one battle at the start of Mario RPG.
Where do you think you're aiming?
We almost got this guy, just a few more hits should do it.
Ah ha ha! Missed me!
Thankfully, nobody fell down that hole. And we can strike the last chain.
Me! Huh?
I wonder what affliction of the mind that one must have been suffering from.
Time is our enemy now. We must hurry to Magus.
And with that, we have managed to dispatch with all of Magus's generals and managed to make our way to the end of the fortress. So, for the fight ahead, definitely would recommend you heal up the party to full here. We have plenty of shelters, so we'll take advantage of that. Now, for your party composition for this fight, what I would most recommend is have characters that are able to strike at separate elemental weaknesses. And I feel like the most optimal party for this is to have Chrono, Frog, and Luca in the team. Having both Marl and Robo would also potentially be effective, but this is what I feel is going to be the most optimal party for what we're going to be doing next. So after you heal up and save, it's time to go forward.
Dal Zumal Faralo Liera. Cast open the gates that lie betwixt heaven and earth. In exchange for the life of this world.
Show yourself, you demon!
We have waited 10 years for this confrontation. And he's finally here. Magus! Ah, that frog of so many days ago. How have you fared since last we met? Well enough. I owe you my gratitude. This form has been a blessing in disguise. Without it, there are things I never have obtained. Ah, the Masamune. Then you've come. Let us hope no others interfere this time. Again, the bitter black winds begin to howl. Very well. Come, if it is death you seek!
Magus, the Fiendlord that has plagued the Middle Ages. This guy can be pretty nasty if you're not prepared for him. He's got a lot of different attacks he can use against us. What I would recommend, strike at him with Frog. The Masamune will reduce his magic defense, allowing you to strike at him, and hopefully you should be able to do some good damage. However, Magus also has a magic barrier on him that will protect him from all damage except for those of specific elements. So, because he has a water barrier, we want to strike at him with water. This is why I recommend having a party with a ton of different damaging options spread out between them. So I believe we can have a Chrono go for a cleave here, since we got some time. So now he's going to change his barrier to lightning. Oh god, Luca's already pretty low here. Now he's going to do a fire attack. So of course, Magus will spread out his damage across the entire party, so gotta be careful about that. He's heavily resistant to physical attacks, so your best bet is to try and go for magic here. So we could really use a heal from Frog. So I believe he just used a fire attack, so we'll want to hit him with Luca's fire. But yeah, this is definitely a battle that requires some patience, as well as being able to recover from all the damage he can inflict. So now he's going to use a shadow attack. That is one reason why you may want to have Robbie in the party. Otherwise, so let's go for a X-Strike. And then Luca, you can heal yourself. Alright, he struck us with water. So gonna need Wart to blast him with that. Alright, you go for a Wind Slash. We'll have... Alright, that didn't work. Because I think the Wind Slash technically counts as lightning damage, so... Yeah, that's not very good for us. But now we should be able to strike at him with lightning too, and that should do a lot. Obviously goes without saying, but the music in this fight is just incredible. Magus' theme is so iconic and fits the tone of this particular battle so well. Oh god, Luca's down. She could be good to strike with another lightning. Then we're gonna need to heal up Luca. Alright, now he's going for water. God, the entire party is falling right now. Alright, let's revive Frog, because we need his healing. Alright, there we go. So I'm pretty sure the last act he did was with water damage. However, I need to heal up the party with Frog, so just give us a second. Come on. You know what I could have done? We could have done the shower attack. Alright, he's going for lightning next, so I'll blast him with lightning in return. And Luca, you can go ahead and heal Frog. Magus lowered his guard to begin casting a spell. Alright, when you see that message, we are almost done the fight. At this point, I'm pretty sure you can strike at him with whatever you got. But also, be prepared. So I'm gonna have Luca cast Protect on Chrono. Just so we have some extra defense with you. Let's go for an X-Strike! Cast Fire. So definitely want to make sure your team is healed up, because the next ability that Magus can do is no joke. Just keep up the damage. And now, he will begin casting Dark Matter, Magus' ultimate spell, which is so devastating. Come on, we need healing. We need to heal. Thankfully, Magus does take time to charge up Dark Matter, so you can take the opportunity just to heal up your party in between strikes. Alright, we're gonna have these two focus on just a combination of your fire and sword abilities. Try to do as much damage as we can. Have Wart focused on healing, and we should be good. Alright, let's go for a sword stream! Take a fire. Here comes another Dark Matter. This one's gonna hurt. God damn. We should be fine, just as long as we keep up the damage, keep healing, we should be good. There we go. We have defeated the Fiendlord.
Your skill with the Masamune is that great already?
What's happening?
Could it be Lavos? No! He mustn't awaken from his slumber yet!
What do you mean? Didn't you create him?
You fools! I but summoned him! He's dwelt within the earth for eons, absorbing the land's energy and growing ever stronger.
Then he wasn't born in this age.
What is this energy in the air?
A gate? And a huge one, too!
You! If you had not interfered!
We're being drawn in!
Whoa! Well...
Hayden! Hayden! Hayden, are you still sleeping? Honey, you'll be late for work. Dear me, I'd forgotten how beautiful Lean's bell sounds. Hayden, we can't keep asking my father for help. You need to hold down a job. Hayden! 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 Hayden!
Hayden awake?
Ayla?
Ayla wants see Hayden. Go Mystic Mountain. You there. Fall down hurt. Ayla carry back hut. Magus! Big frog present for Ayla eat? Perish the thought! But what of the pale-faced man in the cape? Was he not with us? No, only finds you. Cape one more tasty? So, he has fled.
Magus said that Lavos had existed since ancient times.
Lavos? You no worry now. You rest. Hurt bad.
Oh hey, it's Kino.
Hayden okay now? Ayla busy. Try find Laruba village. Find village, fight reptites together. Big fight. Last fight. Beat all reptites or reptites beat us all. Kino! What wrong? Hayden rest. You be quiet. Northwood, fire, burn, big burn.
Oh boy. But yep, after our battle against Magus, we were sent back to prehistoric times. Go figure. So now that we are done the Magus chapter and have cleared up that fight, we can now freely switch Wart in and out of the party. Boy, this guy definitely put up quite the fight over this entire chapter. And yeah, what a conclusion to this portion of the story that was. We came all this way to fight Magus, believing that he was the one who created Lavos, the entity that ended up destroying our world in the future. But as it turns out, Magus did not create Lavos. Rather, he was doing a ritual to summon Lavos, who had been dwelling inside the earth for ages. And after we came and interrupted the ritual, Lavos, in an act of self-preservation, cast us through a time gate, and now we have been sent back to prehistoric times, whereas Magus, his whereabouts are currently unknown. So yeah, definitely pretty interesting. After everything we've been through in the Middle Ages, we are still no closer to defeating the calamity that is Lavos. But at the very least, we have managed to save that time from Magus as well as his forces. As another thing I want to comment on, if you were to actually defeat Lavos in the year 1999 AD, before going to Magus' Keep to fight the Fiendlord, the ending that would result from that would have Frog telling you that despite Lavos' defeat, he still has unfinished business to attend to. And so he sets off to Magus' Keep on his own, defeats Slash, Flea, and Ozzy by himself before finally confronting Magus in battle. Which I feel is just a really cool ending to have this character go through after you manage to restore his confidence and bring him the Masamune, and then manage to succeed in defeating Lavos, thus saving your future, while at the same time leaving some things for Frog to take care of himself. But yep, as we heard, we are back in prehistoric times, and it seems like there is quite the ruckus going on at the moment. There is a new path open to us over here that wasn't open to us the last time we were in prehistoric times. However, I feel like we are going to be saving this portion of our journey for later, since we've already managed to accomplish a lot, managing to storm Magus' Keep, dealing with everything we could there, and managed to defeat the Fiendlord himself. So thank you for joining me in this portion of the Chrono Trigger playthrough. Next time, we are going to see exactly what is going on here in prehistory, involving Ayla, the primitive humans, and the reptites. Until next time, have a good day and take care.